Hello guys, and welcome on the second part of track review for the last round of second season Zeepkist Super League. Just for a reminder, all laps should build in pre-built template in 7x7x7 dimension, which still have plenty room for track itself and for different variety of scenery. And now we're in track of 7 in 7x7x7. And 7, I believe, means like 7 wonders. So as you can see, we're jumping from one or several world wonders to another one. And as scenery, it's look great. As of track, I don't find this track really hard. It's just find your place, how to jump from floor to floor and not destroy your soulbox, but there is no really hard moments during the track itself. We're on Cubics by Me, and what I love in Me tracks, it's all these arrows, a guideline where you understand where you need to go, and it's really help you to understand the path. What I didn't like, it's some of the transition on elements, and Nolan and Me built a lot of different tracks. I believe they're made in such a way intentionally for, I don't know, maybe extra level hardness or something like that, but it's a pretty high speed track, so you need to be really careful on all these transition and corners to not fall off, but still you have time to understand where you go because you have all these arrows and all elements are visible, so there is no any blind corners, blind parts. Tiny Abode by Cmpct. And as usual, I'm just happy when I just finished Cmpct track with no any other like gold medal, silver, just finishing. It will be a big achievement for me. The transition after the second checkpoint was hard point for me for like 5-6 minutes. I didn't understand how I should pass it to maintain speed for a speed check at the checkpoint 5. Where you need, I believe, at least 70 at the bottom to climb through the top. But after than that, just going and finishing will be not a problem. And Cmpct also creates this cool AFK moment, which worked for me not from the first time, but when it's done, you can sit and see who will finish this track first. So pretty good position for AFK. Cmpect, so it basically should be compact. Normal track, I was struggling at the first corner where I believe most of the people will lose their time or gain their time because it's initial. Everything else is building from it, like your speed, your timeline. After that, it's not really hard track. You even have like the fan at the end, which help you no matter what speed you have, you will make it into the finish, so no worries there, and I really like that. So this track is more like time competition and not like surviving. Waterfall House by Ryokan. Nice scenery, transparent track, narrow gaps which give you some really hard times to finish, and the hardest point for me was to find where you need to go after the first checkpoint when you go off the stairs. I spent like 2 attempts to understand that you need to go to under them, and 1 attempt to find, at least I think it's one of the best spot how you can do it's find ladder where your head is not hitting it, so you're not crashing but still really close. That save your time. Compact Nature by Energy, couple of small speed jumps, which still presenting, but as I said, I think it's some kind of meta these days, and most of all tracks have at least one or two, small or big one. But what I really like and enjoy on this track is this weird transition from 5th to 6th checkpoint, where I believe a lot of people could save and gain a lot of time during lucky attempts going through all these trees and finding the perfect line to not be crushed and still hit the checkpoint 6. So interesting and pretty hard track to beat like after times. Wizard's Workshop by Lindsay. From the sim perspective, it's pretty cool idea that you're in the Wizard Workshop, or basically in the Wizard box where all this magic and weird stuff store. As from like the track, this track also have a couple of speed check jumps, and maybe they're not so hard, and I believe most of people will find how to do it and maintain speed to do them. But other than that, it's pretty doable track. There's no really blind corners, so you always understand where and how you need to do your next turn. And except this really long jump, all other are doable no matter on what skill level you are. Ryokan, and I really enjoy how Arthur creates this track in restricted dimension and how he plays through all this storyline, like going from up to down in this building with all this stuff there. It's great. Track itself are not really hard, even if it have couple narrow and blind elements, and where you need to go from the stairs. If you're doing it first time, it could be like surprise for you, so you don't really have enough time to react on it. But second, third attempt become pretty easy, and speed is not crazy, so you always have enough time to react. Cuboid, and honestly I was happy and lucky to finish this track because I reset time once. Every time on this track where I play and crash, I have this weird feeling that I almost got it, just barely missed the next part, which honestly really great feeling and stuff for tracks where you understand what and how you need to do, but you struggling to do it, or you think that it's some kind of your error, small mistake. You understand what you need to change in your driving to finish that. So really great track. And if you will be in photo mode, I believe MDPL did really great interesting stuff inside of the Cuboid. You're driving around the same track, and probably, I'm not sure, there could be another one inside of this one, and then another one and another one. So this is the idea how it should be built. So pretty neat. And how I know it, several times I landed on the up of this Cuboid. Central Cuboid? Can you call it that way?
Not compact enough. And as for me, this track is pretty annoyingly hard because it's built in metal form, and metal have like different kinds of grip, and also you need to put some effort in your Zeepkist skill. I use air brake to not turn my soulbox as hard as it tried to turn, and at the last point or last floor there's invisible trick how you need to perform and find the finish. So pay attention and you just need to know where it is. But except the grip issue and jumping, it could be pleasant track for someone. Friends on the other side, like completely different track from previous one. It's all pretty long, not really hard in terms of driving or steering. All these elements are solid, so you can be destroyed. You can destroy your soul box. And honestly, the only really hard element on this track is right after checkpoint 4, where you need to slightly drop your left side, your wheels from the track and then go back on the track to not get killed, to not fall off. And the last part, it's the finish, where basically you need to stop on the cross and use your arms up to fly faster into the finish. So first time it could be slightly trickier, but after that it's pretty easy track. HyperCube and minute of science. So HyperCube or Tesseract, it's basically the cube in fourth dimension, or it's the really old interesting horror movie which you also suggest to watch. And track itself are really interesting, and I would say if it would done from third person of view, I would say it nearly impossible. It will be so hard, especially for me, because your point of view will be switching over and over, and when you're going upside down, your steering are completely in different perspective. But from first point of view, I find this level interesting and nice. All arrows are showing you directly where you need to go, and after a couple attempts, it feels nice. It's really interesting. I really enjoy to play this track. Cobalt 777, and I believe cobalt is around this color. So at this track, I find the first jump is pretty annoying, and some of the errors misguide me. I not really understand where I need to go, especially the second one where it showed down, but the narrow pass at the upper part of the track. And then the last jump after the fifth checkpoint into the loop. As for me, I spent like 1-2 attempts just to understand how to do it, and only then, when I saw that you need to do some kind of prepare for transition into the loop, I did it. For me, it's track like on upper hardness, if I can say that. The Sleeping Village by Hater. And as he said, this is a new version, updated and renovated. Well, he didn't say that this version become easier, and it didn't become easier. So the first part feels the same, drives the same, but the second, when you go into black transparent part, I find it's really hard for me, because maybe it's because of my settings. It's really hard for me to see from my monitor where I need to go. So I usually use and drive really near the side of the road to see the edge, and then I understand where I need to go. And I was pretty lucky to finish this track. I was jumping just with big hope to finish it, and I finished it, even don't realize that body of the Zeepkist driver passed through the finish line. Mirrorrim. And as a concept of mirroring track, it's interesting. As of track itself, I find it's really hard, especially all these couple of jumps and drive, because you need to control your speed on each of these jumps to not overflow or not to be stick to the track. And the jump after the first checkpoint by the fan, at the first time I didn't realize and was like killed by the fan. But after you finish it once or twice, you find and build your road, and you understand where and how you need to drive further. So I would say at first time it could be hard, but then it becomes easier when you know this track. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. There definitely will be part 3, and there will be part of tracks where I didn't finish them. Some of them really hard, some of them really problematic just for my skills, but still I will try to show you every track that will be submitted. So thanks for watching, leave likes, bye!